Day two. Joining us right now from CBS Sports College Basketball Insider. Now, we've already talked to the Providence head coach.
Yes.
Now we're talking to a guy who lives, eats, and breathes college basketball. He's not just toe dippers like us. Jon Rothstein. Jon, it's Dave. It's Jason. Good morning.
Good morning, guys. Great to be with you.
Good.
Thank you.
Thank you for taking the time on what I am sure is an incredibly busy day for you. I'll get right to it. What did the Sacramento Kings get, in your opinion, other than an NBA player, in Providence's Devin Carter?
A consummate warrior, one of the best defensive players in college basketball, and a guy who I think may not be a star in the NBA, but somebody who can definitely have a key role on a winning team and affects winning every single time that he plays. I mean, Devin Carter is somebody who I have said time and time again, if there is a vocation that you want to be successful in life, you should watch how hard Devin Carter works at his, because that's the type of work ethic you need to be successful.
Yeah, Jon, my eyes and ears perked up, I guess, when I read your tweet last night when you said there are no 50-50 plays when Devin Carter plays. They are 90-10 in his favor. Think Derek White 2.0, a tremendous pick for the Kings. So, I mean, to get him at 13, you think the Kings did pretty well there then, I guess.
He is a guy who can be a piece to the puzzle on a playoff team. And I'm not saying that Derek White is going to be a starter or, is going to be an immediate, impact guy in the NBA. But there is a role for him at the next level because of his ability to not just defend, but also now he's become a significantly better offensive player throughout the course of his career. I mean, Devin Carter, a couple of years ago was not somebody who was a three-point threat. This past year, guys, he made 84 threes and shot just under 38% from three. He made 16 and 35 in his first 2 years. So in his first 2 years combined, he made 51 shots from long distance, 84 this year. And look, I don't want to date myself here, but I'm not, somebody who's living, obviously, and dying with every NBA game because I cover college basketball so closely. But for the Sacramento Kings fan, for the fan that has obviously lived and died with this franchise, there are elements of Doug Christie in Devin Carter.
Okay, so if we combine Jon and we combine Kim, our
Coach English,
our coach of Providence we had on earlier, we have so far heard Derek White twice, a little bit of Doug Christie, which we of course love, our colleague here, Tony Allen, and a bit of Drew Holiday as well. Jon, I'm really, really liking these comps, not just because they're all great players, but because of the type of player the Kings specifically need.
Right. I mean, again, to win a championship at any level, you have to have stars and you have to have great talent. We know that. We understand that. But there also are players involved in those types of accomplishments that have a great impact on things without demanding shots. And I think if you look at things from a coaching perspective, that's one of the great assets of Devin Carter, because he is somebody who, because of his intangibles on the defensive side of the floor, his ability to rebound his position, he can have a real impact without being the focal point of an offense.
So, Jon, some would look at the Kings roster, and right now it's maybe a bit imbalanced. There's quite a few guards, and Carter's going to come in there and compete and do his part, and all the things you say are great attributes for him. There were some wings that were available at the same time. Doesn't mean, I think Monty McNair, the GM, has already said, take the best player available. That's what they did. Just kind of, if you looked at the chessboard last night, were there wings that you thought, hey, if the Kings had a shot at 13, maybe that's something they should have entertained? There's someone like a Dalton Connect and a few people that went after.
Look, Dalton Connect is obviously the player, and this happens every year, that drops that the day after people kind of look at it and say, why did this happen? He was a steal. But there is no sleepless nights ahead for people in Sacramento because you got Devin Carter.
So I'm going to put you on the spot here, Jon. Sorry, but you, like I said, you live, eat, and breathe college basketball, so I'm pretty sure I can be safe going back a couple years with you to Baylor.
Yeah.
As you know, the Kings drafted Davion Mitchell a couple years back, and there's a lot of echoes of the post-draft with him. This guy is a high IQ, huge motor, watches film nonstop, just absolute dogged defender. What advantages, if any, would you say coming out of Providence that Devin might have had over Davion coming out of Baylor?
I don't know if there's advantages. I mean, I think probably Davion Mitchell was, quicker than Devin Carter. I think Devin Carter is longer and can cover ground in instance, with his wingspan a little bit better. But I wouldn't say advantages. They both played in great conferences. They both played for great programs. The thing that has really encouraged me about Devin Carter is his internal growth. He's become a better shooter. He's become a better offensive player. And again, he's somebody that when Bryce Hopkins went out of the lineup last year with an ACL tear, he nearly dragged that team to the NCAA tournament. So there's winning DNA, and that's something I think that those fans in Sacramento and obviously you guys will get behind on a daily basis.
And if the season started tomorrow, obviously it doesn't, but if it started tomorrow and he's asked to play 25 minutes, you would say he'd be ready?
More than ready. I think this is a big thing, guys. In doing this now 20 years, the biggest thing I remember when you're evaluating guys for the NBA, an NBA head coach told me this years ago. You are who you can guard in the NBA because the guys are so talented. Devin Carter is going to be good enough next season to guard NBA's 1s, 2s, and maybe 3s. He's ready to contribute defensively in the NBA.
Jon Rothstein, one of the busiest men in the country right now when it comes to media, CBS Sports College Basketball Insider. Jon, short but sweet, and we appreciate it. You gave us a lot of info we can do a lot with, and we appreciate your coverage as well. I've always enjoyed reading you.
Anytime, guys. Happy 4th of July. Have a great summer to everybody there in Sacramento.
You too.
Thank you.
Take care. That is Jon Rothstein.
You're getting fired up.
Just when I think
I'm freaking jacked.
Out, they pull me right back in. Woo! Let's go.
2 Derek Whites.
2 Derek White.
Drew Holiday, Tony Allen. He can guard today.
I like what he said. You are who you can guard.
That's a really good way to put it.
That is.
I mean, we've seen it and it's been done. Look, it happened to Luka.
Yeah.
They attacked him.
Yeah.
He's one of the best players in the league. No question about that. And they're like, we're going at him. So I'm not saying that Carter can stop everybody, but you don't want it to be like, hey, we're designing things to get to the rookie.
Yes.
But if he can handle Doug Christie's the other comp, right?
Well, if that's the case, then you know who's not a fleet of foot quick point guard? Rudy Gobert.
True.
We saw that in the last playoffs.
Yes.
That is not who he can guard.
Right.
I'm in. Still got to balance the roster, though. But I'm excited for the roster to be balanced and for Ben Simmons to get in here and play alongside De'Aaron Fox.
Wait, you just snuck that
and
in
Devin
there.
Carter and Keegan Murray and Domantas Sabonis. 3 championships? 4? 5? I don't
Where's
even
the
know.
offense coming from?
When we come back, we'll get to crosstalk with Styles and Watkins, maybe a little